This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. It is one of the most difficult golf courses in the United States, Oakmont Country Club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, who was a part of that dramatic U.S. Open in 1994.
20 or so years, a lot of the trees are being removed, but really that wasn't the story of Oakmont. It's the slick greens, how firm and fast they can be. The members there, for example, they marvel at the fact that people think they're fast. They say we putt on these greens every single day and they're certainly no slower. But it's the bunkering as well. There's 210 bunkers here, they're all in play, and it just has that history. When you step on Oakmont, you just know you are walking on not one of the great courses in North America, but one of the great courses in golf.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good.
Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
Frank, downhill shot here. Will he have to take it just a little bit easier?
Yeah, be careful with the ball position as well. If you play the ball too far forward and try and scoop it, it's not going to work. This looks like it's going to find the target.
That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. That was not a very good read right there. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. And so just getting started, even par so far. These putts keep the round together. Just a couple of feet. So with that, 1 over par. Settles in always with excellent posture over the ball. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here, because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
A beautiful, soft touch out of the bunker. That's Mickelson-esque. Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie. When you consider the length of that putt, it's a good putt.
Settles in over the putt. Well, Frank, he'll drop at least one shot here. That was not his best effort.
No, poor is the easiest way to put that. He knows it.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Not what he had in mind when he stepped to the tee, but it would be just one drop shot. This for bogey. That was a little bizarre right there. I didn't expect that. Even par early on. So with that, 3 over par now for the round. Third hole's a par 4. Again, it's 428 yards, but frankly, look out to the left and we can see there's nothing quite like the third at Oakmont.
Well, the church pews certainly might look beautiful from our point of view, but they really shrink the hole down, or the landing area, because not only the pews on the left side, but the bunch of bunkers on the right. You can see the tee shot plays a little downhill, but it funnels in so closely together that more often than not, we'll see players hit long irons off the tee here. Ah, nice.
Looks good. It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on. In the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Flagstick 125 yards away. Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Oh, I thought he had that.
Now, putt for par.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
Been a little bit of a fight so far, 3 over par. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Frank, at Oakmont, you have to take advantage of scoring opportunities when they present themselves. Is this one of those moments here, the par 5, fourth hole at 609 yards?
It'll certainly be one of the holes that determine the champion, because the difference between making 4 and 6 on this hole is extremely slim. Very, very stringent tee shot. You're heading towards those church pews and trying to cut the ball away from it. It's easy to see why Jack Nicklaus, who faded the ball, and Ben Hogan won around here.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, it's certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. And he makes it for par. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So 1 over par for the round. And now the 5th hole, short but challenging par 4, 382 yards, and it obviously rewards precision off the tee, heavily bunkered along the way.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Second shot on the 5th here at Oakmont. This is a good-looking shot. Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. And setting up here in the rough. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. All right, no damage done. Stays at 1 over par with that putt.
Even par currently.
Those keep the round going, those par putts. And now to the par 3/6 here at Oakmont, measuring in at just under 200 yards. Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. And getting ready for the putt.
just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. One over for the day. Well, too bad. He gives one back. All set here at the par 4-7. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's a rather intimidating tee shot there, since the trees have all been removed that used to be very, very close to this fairway. 3 bunkers down the right side, another 2 on the left. They've either got to be somehow threaded in between, or the longest hitters might just be able to squeeze it past.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Frank, what's the player looking at here with the approach shot at the par 4-7?
The second part of the second shot just goes a little bit downhill, and once again you see that little ski slope look just short of that green. It means you really have to pitch the ball on the front third of the green. Anything further than that, you risk the ball running left into those bunkers.
Down, little Sheba, down! So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. This one just starts right at the flag.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Good work there. Now to even par. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Did the job right there. We're at the 8th at Oakmont, a famous hole, and Frank, it's not often we say of a par 3 that it is a beast, but the 8th at Oakmont is just that.
Yeah, you can imagine a 300-yard par 3 to a flat green. That would be hard enough. But imagine a 300-yard par 3 at a US Open to a green that goes up at the front and then crowns at the top and then slips away at both sides. That's the 8th.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. This one looks right on point. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th.
It's no snack, though. Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
So a tester from 4 feet. Has his par. Just a little tap in here. Tough bogey right there, moves to 1 over par. Here we are at the 9th, par 4, 477 yards. Frank, this is a rugged hole.
It is. It used to be a par 5. Some say it should still be a par 5. Long, straight hole, runs alongside the first hole there. Bunkers left and right. And, of course, if you find the rough, the remnants of what it used to be a par 5 is that nice little cross. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. This is a testing approach shot, isn't it, Frank, at the 9th?
It is, Rich. The green actually might look big, and the reason why it looks big is actually that's part of the practice putting green, which is on the back of that. And the reason why I know that is because I've actually had to putt in a championship while other people were warming up to go off later on. So big green it might look, it plays small, and it is anything other than flat.
Frank, you're in the business of analyzing golf shots.
I don't want to see that one again.
Good chance at one. So 1 over par for the round. So with that, the score is now at even par. Take a look now at the 10th hole, Frank. Par 4, 462 yards.
Yeah, this one can play. Oh, I liked that.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. Frank, what's this approach shot look like here at the 10th?
Another one you're trying to gauge what the ball's going to do when it hits the ground. If this hits the ground on the front of this green, then there's a good chance, believe it or not, it might stay on. Now, you think I'm joking? But you hit one there a little low that catches that front right corner, more often than not, it finishes on the back left.
This is a good-looking shot. That would be a great look at birdie.
Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Drops it, and he's at even par. So begins the climb back. Moving on to the 11th hole here at Oakmont, par 4, 379 yards. Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. Ball sitting down here in the rough, he's digging in. Getting set now over the putt. Has the putt, and now at -1. Shouldn't be a problem here. There's a birdie, and he's now 1 under par. Well, the par 5 12th here at Oakmont is no cupcake. It measures in at 667 yards.
What a drive. Just tattooed that.
I mean, that is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity. Surely not.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Looks like he just misread that.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but he better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, that score's going to rack up very quickly.
Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Not too bad. He gives one back. Just a tap in to finish the hole. He's made it. From a long par 5 to a relatively short par 3. We're at the 13th at Oakmont, 183 yards. Frank?
Another hole, because of the shape of this green, that you're almost breaking down into 3 sections. That front little circle you can see, the bit in the middle or the bit at the back. You're trying to play to one of those 3 sections. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Well, it's obvious he is in complete command of his golf ball right now. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3. Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back. He didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. He'll need to be strong with this. These putts keep the round together.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Settles in over the putt. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. Still playing even for the day after the par.
Even par currently.
Well, once you hit double the par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Rich Lerner back with you at the 14th hole at Oakmont. And this is a hole that offers up a pretty good scoring opportunity, a short par 4, 358 yards.
He's going for a little extra. Just smokes it.
pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. The second shot now to the par 4. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Kind of a tricky read. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Frank, I thought that was in. Well, maybe next time. Has this now for bogey. So, 2 over par for the round. So, they'll tap in. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 14th hole seems to have really taken him out of his game and shaken his confidence. All teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards. What a test here, Frank.
It certainly is. The tee shot here is a little bit like the par 5 12th, where the fairway slopes quite severely from left to right. It means the pews there on the left side are actually not a bad place to aim at. You just have to allow for that kick and roll towards the right.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Good contact, good result. Down the hill here, going to play shorter. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Well, the drama's starting to build here. 15th hole, the approach shot, Frank. This is a time to be buttoned up and dialed in.
That's for sure. And this second shot would be so much easier if they had just removed one little bunker. And that's that one short left, because that's where you would like to land that second shot. Because that bunker's there, you've just got to somehow avoid it by a yard or two, whether it's over it or to the right of it.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
So a tester from 4 feet. Oh, that hurts. Thought he had it. This for par. Chases that in for par to stay at 4 over. So just a formality here. Frank, he needs to right the ship in a hurry. That's a bogey right there.
Well, he's got to sort of wipe the memory banks too. He's still dwelling, I think, on that double bogey he made back there earlier in the round, and that's carried over into this, and it's affecting the way in which he's playing.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. This one's looking good. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt.
It's no snack, though.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Shouldn't be a problem here. And has it, and now at 2 over par.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Tough hole has this now for double bogey. Well, double par here, time to pick up and move on. Now on to the 17th hole, and Frank, in so many ways, this determined the outcome of the 2007 U.S. Open. Jim Furyk had his issues here. It's just 313 yards, but it can really play with a player's mind.
It's such an unusual par 4 for a US Open, plus also where it comes in the round, because the options, and there's only really 2, is like a 4 or 5 iron, sneak it up the right side, or you take a driver directly at the green. You would think there's something in between, but really there isn't, and that's why, to your point, it stopped Jim Furyk, it stopped Tiger Woods, it allowed Cabrera to win. It also helped Ernie Els, who went with the driver option there back in 1994. So 17, it's short, it's tempting, it is at a US Open, but it is still demanding.
Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. That one is in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Frank, safe to say he is not having his best day out here today. What kind of advice do you give a player who's struggling?
Well, you just almost got to forget what's happened. I know that's easier said than done. Just start a clean slate. Just hit a good shot. Just find a fairway. Don't try and get too specific. There's enough out there. The greens are big enough. Just find a piece of green. Find a piece of fairway. Maybe knock a couple of putts in. And then let it add up in your direction.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. A bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker play's like.
Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
Frank, anything you do differently from the rough in terms of your swing? Do you hinge the club a little bit more quickly?
No, normally put the ball just a little bit further back in your stance because you want the club to be going down. Down, it's got to go down through the grass, through the ball.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Didn't hit it in there tight, but still with a good chance.
Yeah, if that's his worst shot at the end of the day, then I still think he's played well. Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Drops for a par. This is where so many of the legends, from Hogan to Nicklaus to Miller to Els, made their imprint. And don't forget about Angel Cabrera, the last time the U.S. Open was played here. The 18th hole, the clubhouse straight ahead. What a view, and what a moment in the championship.
What a great shot.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Now the second shot here at the finishing hole at Oakmont in the U.S. Open Championship. And Frank, what is the key here?
That second shot, last part, plays a little bit uphill. Remember, there's a false front on this green, so this ball does not land at least 5 or 6 yards on the front of the screen. It's going to come back. And there's a little swale in the middle. This ball has to be judged correctly.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Good-looking shot right here. And getting ready for the putt. So close, just a tap in from there. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Lining this one up for par. Well, not what they wanted. 7 over par already on the round. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. So as we finish up here today, Frank, he has not had the best round, but I suppose that's golf, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. This golf course can drive many a man crazy. But the beauty of this game, you get up, dust yourself off, do it again.
And they'll be